talking about the Boston Massacre, the Three Percenters, what's happening in Los Angeles right now, the National Guard, and horrible role models. This past week, I spent New Hampshire, and we went down to Boston with my family. Now, I've been to Boston many times, growing up about 45 minutes from there, and done the Freedom Trail, of course, all the different sports. But it was fun to go back with my kids and my wife to actually show them, hey, this is what I remember from when I was a kid. And of course, it's been about 15, 20 years since I've been down there to see Boston, and it hasn't changed a whole lot, but a lot more buildings, a lot more stuff like that. But we started the USS Constitution, went over to Bunker Hill, which is Breed's Hill. We saw a bunch of different sites, the North Church, Paul Revere's house, went through there for, about my third time. And one place we stopped was where the Boston Massacre happened. Okay, and I'm looking at that going, all right, with all the things happening right now in Los Angeles, if you understand the Boston Massacre, okay, it was 1770. It was, March 5th, okay, so March 5th, 1770. Whole crowd of people around all the soldiers, so technically didn't really have police. They were soldiers, British soldiers. And they started throwing snowballs and rocks and everything at the soldiers. And the soldiers opened fire, of course. Well, 5 people end up dead. A lot of people end up injured. It's not quite a massacre, although 5 people died and a lot of people hurt, but it did went around the entire 13 colonies and say, hey, this was the most horrible event that could have happened. And one of the sparks to start a revolution. And I'm looking at it like, all right, obviously people didn't have cell phone videos back then. They had a printing press. They didn't have the radio. So word got out, or when it got out, that's what was said. That's what came across. You had to believe it, because why else would you believe it? Why would anybody lie about anything? Well, in today's world, and what we're seeing in Los Angeles is all the destruction and things that are happened by all the quote unquote mostly peaceful protesters. And I'm looking at it going, all right, is this the spark for what? Another revolution? And understand the Revolutionary War was basically started by the 3% of the population. Only 3% really wanted an actual revolution. The rest of the people were just kind of happy, just living their lives and working on their farms and doing whatever they had. So it's like, all right, are we seeing 3% of the entire, 330 million people wanting to start, a revolution? I mean, is that what we want to see? Is 3% of that going, hey, I want to fight back and topple the government? So I'm kind of interested how this plays out overall and what they're thinking. Because, what's the end game here? That they stop ICE, the Immigration and Customs Enforcement, that they just stop the police from enforcing laws? They got some of these people, and of course you put the dumbest people on TV. It's like, oh yeah, what do you want to do? Oh, I want to abolish ICE. I want open borders. I want everybody to be happy and just live here and get rid of prisons too. No one should be in prisons. And it's like, what kind of world would you be in? And really, would you want to be in? And looking at this person, she wasn't the person that wants to be in that world. Okay. I don't know what she was doing, smoking, walking around, but but anyway, I digress. But I'm looking at what is the end game of this whole thing? You think you can stop what people from being taken? I understand it's a horrible situation, and family members are being taken, but there's also steps you can do to be legal and actually do the things. And hey, how about don't break laws? Because from what I'm understanding, if you're associating with people that are bad, you have, if you're in proximity of them, you possibly could be taken. If you are here illegally, which you've already broken the law already. But if you haven't, what do you got to worry about? And it's like, and they're interviewing all these people, and even they're interviewing Governor Newsom. And he's like, everyone's afraid. Everyone, don't want to step out of their house because they're afraid of being taken. Los Angeles, put it in the comments. Is everybody in Los Angeles afraid of being deported? And you're going to say, oh, it's all people of color. You wouldn't understand because you're a white guy. Well, okay, so is everybody in Los Angeles a person of color? So everybody's afraid? If you put generalizations like that on anything, your argument kind of goes away. It's like, no, not everybody's afraid of anything. Hey, how about this? You don't do anything bad. You actually have identification that says who you are. And you just, how about this? You don't throw rocks at cops. I don't know. That's a possibility. Do that. But they're talking about everyone's welcome. We're a city of immigrants and all that stuff. And you got open borders. They want open borders anyway. And anybody can live there. It's like if I was any other country, make it up, or China or Iran or Al-Qaeda, Hamas, and they wanted to set up a base camp somewhere that said, hey, we need to go there, move supplies, move more people, continue to get, supplies in there. Of course you're going to go to California because they're not looking for you, or they're actually hiding, and they're actually people protesting on your behalf that, hey, you have the right to be there, which is odd. So, I mean, you got these bad guys coming in, doing whatever they want to, and these other people have nothing to worry about are protesting for you. It's a real conundrum of how it all plays out. And I don't, I just don't see it. And talking about Newsom, I mean, if he runs for president, which everybody kind of expects him to do, he is showcasing right now what his presidency would be. Now, I lived in California for decades, 96 to 2020. And it's like I learned a lot from watching him come to power and all the people, Jerry Brown and all the other things. He's showcasing right now to not only the country, but the world, how he governs and how this is okay for him to do. How this is all right to just have these people running around, setting police cars on fire, throwing rocks. Newsom, you're an idiot. I knew that before, and now you're proving it to the world. It's best, if people think you're an idiot, then open your mouth and prove it. And you're proving it right now by saying this is okay and you're all right with this and everybody needs to do this. So, I don't know. And of course, people are yelling at Trump like, oh my God, I can't believe you sent the National Guard. No one's ever done that before. Well, no, wrong. That's stupid. Because it happened in 1992 with the LA riots after Rodney King the officers that beat Rodney King were freed. So, no, it's happened before. It's not a thing. And for all these people, though, you're yelling, no borders, invitation for everyone. And I don't know. I couldn't imagine going to a different country, to any other country for that matter, and waving the United States flag, screaming, please give me free welfare, pay for my health insurance. And I hate this country. I just don't get it. And the other issue, like the LA school police, all right, the LA schools came out with this thing that said, hey, okay, we're going to protect our kids. We got graduations coming up. We don't want kids taken out of school. So all the graduations, the Los Angeles school police are going to protect the kids and the families at graduations. Oh, okay. A little false sense of protection there, I think, because I don't think the school police are going to stop the U.S. military from coming in, or ICE, or even just a beat cop coming in. They're not going to protect. Well, I shouldn't warn you, by the way, but all right. Anyway, but I look back at all the other riots and all the things we've seen in the recent past. Okay, now 92, I don't quite remember Rodney King. I mean, I was a freshman in high school in New Hampshire, across the country, obviously. But all the George Floyds, and you got the Maryland dad who, which is hilarious to me because, back to George Floyd. He had his issues. No one deserves to die. Okay, I'll say that. But at the same time, he didn't help himself by being hopped up on fentanyl and having other issues and health issues. And just, by the way, he shouldn't be running counterfeit money either. But one thing to start a riot over that's your horrible role model. Really? That's your role model? And then the Maryland dad. All right, well, the Maryland dad is basically going to spend the rest of his life in prison, whether it's in the United States or El Salvador. Now, the problem with if he spends it in the United States, I'm paying for it. You're probably paying for it if you're in the United States. You're paying for his prison sentence. You're going to pay the millions of dollars that keep him up for alive for this whole time that he's in prison, instead of sending El Salvador and making it their problem and them paying for it. So I have a problem with that too. It's like, why we do that? Because you're going to find out he's a bad guy. All these people that the U.S. senators and everybody that flew down to El Salvador to meet with him, have margaritas, they're going to realize, oh, I really made a mistake because maybe I should have got all the information and paid attention more instead of just working on my emotions. And we'll see at the polls how that plays out too. But I'm worried right now about just the end game for all these people in Los Angeles, all the innocents, the ones that just want to live their life and go to work on a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I mean, why do you have 3 days of rioting and continuing when, again, when does it stop? When do you think you're going to stop? And it's unfortunate, but the fall of this, I mean, I wouldn't say there's not a whole lot of more information coming out per se, but it's escalating, and we're going to keep watching that one. But so look at all the angles. Look at the 3%. Look at, is this the Freedom Trail? I don't quite see that happening right now. Not over this, but I mean, stranger things have happened, and we got a country out of it, but the violence just got to stop.
Between the lines, what they hide, what they write, who decides? We dig deep.